Okay guys, a few things we've been up to in the shop here lately. Back this out. Focus. This is a 22LR Rim-X that I contoured the barrel down on for a hunting rifle. That started as a bull barrel. I had too many bull barrels laying around, so I contoured down one and chambered one up into a hunting gun rather than buying a new barrel. So that's something I've been playing with and killing the crap out of varmints with it, I'll tell you that. The next one is a Bergara Premier Action. That is a 22 Bleeds More. Actually, that's a 22 Creedmoor cartridge. I just named it a Bleeds More. It's been pretty popular around guys around here, kind of like the name. Let me turn it over to the side so you can see it. 22 Bleeds More. There's my logo. And then we have on this end a 6.5 PRC. All of them turned out super nice. A couple of competition rifles there. And we got a couple of hunting rifles right here. This is another 22 Bleeds More. It's got an Athlon thermal on top of it. Another one I put together. I could not tell you the number of varmints I've killed with that thing during coyote season and just varmints in general. That thing is crazy accurate, crazy fun. The reason I'm showing these to you guys is because I've recently obtained my FFL. If you guys are interested in getting a sick rifle from Panther Hollow, and I agree that all of them are sick looking, you can get in contact with me on Facebook, Panther Hollow, Mike Cornelison, Panther Hollow. One cool thing about the Bleeds Mores is that these are custom tapered barrels by myself. I order the taper because I want to pull the heat out of that tenon so the barrels have a longer life. And my testing so far, I have seen that to be true. That rifle right there has got a very short barrel tenon on it. This rifle right here has got a very long barrel tenon on it. It does add to the weight, but it does help the throat. And you wouldn't know that unless you tested for it. Anyways, guys, I appreciate it. Let's get back out on the range. Stand by. All right, guys, Mike here from Panther Hollow Sporting Optics. I'm out here with my 22 Bleeds More. This is a 22 Creed with a custom contour barrel. I come up with this contour. Not unlike some people just want to try different things. I'm always testing stuff and trying stuff. So had an interesting comment on a video I just actually posted a few minutes ago. Kind of stating that the Athlon was jumping around a little bit and maybe it wasn't as accurate as it should have been or whatever. So we're going to test that real quick. I actually tested one last night, a different Athlon that was only 2 feet per second different than my Garmin. Okay, so we're going to test that again. This is another separate chronograph, different than the one I had in the other video. And we're going to see if it's any different than the first one I used. Stand by. All right, guys, we have two different range crafts out here and my Garmin. So what we're going to do is we're going to test these and see how accurate they are from unit to unit. I'm saying that this is my guess. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing we're going to get 3 different readings out of 3 different radars. We're going to see if that holds true. I'm going to do my best to make sure they're pointed in the same direction. They are all going to be in front of the gun, and we're going to look at the results as it happens, okay? So we may even move them around each time to see if they change. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but a viewer made a comment that really interested me because a lot of guys actually attach these to the rail on their rifles when they shoot them. And at that point in time, they're moving around a lot. So I've seen them attached to rails. I've seen them attached to rests. I've seen them on carpet, like I had earlier with my FTR out here. I've seen people hold them. We've used them a whole bunch of different ways. So let's test that theory because I put a lot of rounds down range and I want to be as forthcoming with a product as possible. So again, I'm only interested in, I want the velocity numbers obviously, but you always have to true your data downrange. You have to check it from 100, 200, 300, 400. A lot of these velocities that you get are, I'm going to say, kind of estimations in my opinion. They're not exact. So let's check that theory real quick. Stand by. Okay guys, we have two Rangecrafts and one Garmin. They are all faced, as best I can tell, the same direction. Now the Garmin is a little uneven there. Got a board that's warped a little bit, but we're going to give it forgiveness there. They're all pointed the same direction. My camera is going this way, so hopefully, to me it looks they're all the same. So let's do one here and see what happens. Okay, so there's two different units there and they all have three different readings. We got 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you can't see this one over here. This one says 3456, this one says 3455, and this one says 3463. All right, so let's change this from here to here and see if the unit still has that same spread. Now we've got them lined back up again. Okay, now remember, the fast one is now on the right side. The one that was reading the faster speeds is now on the right side. So let's see, that looks pretty. I got to get another bullet out here. I got my camera on top of my case. Okay, so now let's see if what happens again. And we got one there that's reading pretty good. It's only a foot per second off, but let's see if changing the direction there makes a difference. Okay, so one, look at that. So 3425, 3425, 3426. Okay, so the Garmin looks like it's in the best spot. So let's change the Garmin. Let's put it over here, and let's put this one right here. Now these two units were a foot per second. Well, actually the Garmin and this one was pretty close to the same. Okay, all of them are straight again. Let's try this one more time here, just for food for thought. Let's see what's going on. Let's try it again. That second shot was really good. Let's try this and see if they read closer together. Okay, 3416, 3412, 3414. Now I'm not sure what happened that first shot with that one that's out here on this side now. Okay, let's do it again. Hope you guys can see those. They all look to be reading pretty close. Now these are different units than I had a while ago, okay? So, wait a second. No, one is the same unit I had earlier, and another one is totally different, obviously. It's not even the one I used last night. So let's check this again. Okay, so we got 29, 33, and 26, if you see that. Those are very close, just a few feet a second off. Okay, so look at that. This one here says now 3457, 3435, 3435. So this one is now fast again. Not sure what's going on there. Kind of interesting. All right, let's do one more and then we will stop. I think I've kind of proved the point here. Let's change these around here. Let's change this one over here. Let's put this one over here and see if this one on this side goes fast. All point and town range exactly the same. Look pretty close. Okay, so now this one is registering fast. So where it is on the table, okay, It needs to be closer to the underneath the center of the bore, it looks like to me. Because now this one is registering fast. So guys that are doing this testing with these lined up, I've seen a few guys testing them now. Obviously placement does matter. That's why you do these videos, or that's why I do videos, is to learn, right? So I'm trying to help guys that don't know, and I'm not a chrono expert, but I can tell you that it looks to me like placement is critical, right? We're seeing that here. And now the one that was fast is now on par with the Garmin. Of course, the Garmin is a little faster than this guy, but I can live with 6 feet a second. I can live with, actually it's, yeah, 5 feet a second. I can live with that. This, however, I can't live with. That says 3461. This says 3449. That 11 feet a second faster, somewhere in there. So it looks like placement is critical on these guys. It looks like they're all reading very, very close, depending on where they're at. So food for thought, you want to place them underneath the rifle. I've done this little test in response to a question that I had on YouTube. There's not very many tubers that will go back and address stuff like this. So I'm one of those guys. I like to make sure what I'm putting out is quality and what I'm doing is fair. So there you go, man. Thanks for the comment. I hope we all learned something from this, and we'll go from there. I am Mike from Panther Hollow Sporting Optics. I'll catch you in the next video.